evening, everybody. Welcome into the Winklerverse. I am Bart Winkler here on a Wednesday night, the 18th of February. The year is 2026 AD. Allegedly, I don't know. Yeah, I'm conspiracy man. I don't even believe that the years are what they are. But that is fine. Good to be with you here on this Wednesday. I have a lot that I need to get off my chest. And that's part of when you're in this, I suppose, business. And I keep saying I'm in the sports radio business. I mean, I think I still am. I don't know. I'm in the YouTube business. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a content creator. I'm really just a guy. I'm just a guy that sits in my basement and yeah, and I just talk and, say some random things. But tonight I need to do this more. I could just skip a day of having a podcast. I guess right. What's the biggest, what's the worst thing in the world if I don't jump on and do a podcast? I need to do this though. I just need to. So I want people to listen and engage, and I want this to be an avenue where I can hey, here's a product and, sponsors and advertise and help and connect people. I think, the Winklerverse is what it is because a lot of you guys have made connections and, hope to get together again soon. But I need to do this like I need to go for a run. So I was talking to a lady today, therapist, and I told her one of the things that I need to do in my life is I need 7,000 steps a day. That's not a big number. 10,000 is whatever, but I need the 7,000 steps and I have to do it as soon as possible in the day. Otherwise it hangs over me the entire day. Well, that's how I feel with this. I'm not live on a Wednesday, I'm live on a Wednesday because I need, this is me getting my steps in. I need to get my mental steps in. I'm not trying to be vain. I hope people see this. That's the whole, yes, that's the point. That's the point. If I didn't think I could save this fledgling career, I'd be stocking, shelves at a Kinko's. But I think I can. And also I need to. You've been doing this for so long. I need to. When I have things and opinions that I want to say, I need to say them. Just like I did when I was 13, press and play record on my double deck cassette player, doing radio shows in my bedroom I should not have erased them. I feel terrible that I did. So anyway, long explainer, probably too long, but I need this exercise. This is my exercise. And if people want to enjoy it, please do. This is a live show on a Wednesday night, kind of unannounced. I will put a link up if anybody wants to get in. Don't know if they do. I should probably edit that part out on the nights that nobody does jump in the stream because then I look stupid. Nate says, miss hearing you on the radio, bro. Fuck yeah. And Matt says, Winklerverse exclamation point, comma. Might have been a accidental finger there, but there it is, Matt. I appreciate you with the exclamation point and the comma, as we just talked about exclamation points on the show this week. So it ties in very nicely. But I need to puke out some comments, as is what I've been doing a lot online. That's another thing I'm wrestling with. Yes, today marks the 2-month anniversary of my final show. I'm not sure if you guys heard, I did a send-off that was mixed messaged and mixed reacted to. You could check it out on the YouTube channel. But it's been 2 months and I feel good about these 2 months. I feel good. I feel like this is a good place to talk sports. I feel proud with what we're doing here. I feel proud with what's going on. There's been a lot to talk about. I couldn't imagine. See, that's another thing. I couldn't imagine not talking about Giannis or the Packers loss or the Brewers trades. I mean, I need to talk about this stuff. I need it. Like I need oxygen. So if I'm going to come to you 1 hour a day rather than the 4, I've been getting my outlet there via Twitter during the day. And Twitter's very interesting because I have won an award. It's now been like 10 years, but I once won an award for best social media personality at Winks Thinks. I believe it's the award's somewhere. I got one up here. That's the Chuck and Winkler Award. There's my Planters Peanuts mirror. That's the Chuck and Winkler Award that I just kind of took. Maybe I'll give it back to Freems. Freems will be on the show tomorrow, by the way. So looking forward to that. I've got a couple of guests that we did line up, people that are coming back into the Winklerverse. So looking forward to having them over the next couple of days. Some former coworkers, some other people, some people that have been using me as content. It'll be a good couple of days here coming up, and I hope that you check those out. But today is just a Bart. It's a Bart episode. Oh, a Meg episode. Oh man, yeah. It's a Bart episode. One thing that I'm noticing on Twitter is I really like. I'm not saying things on Twitter that I wouldn't be comfortable saying on my national radio show with 1 million followers. Now, that's not how big the audience was, of course, but there were, there's 150 affiliates and there's a lot of people listening. And when you're on that many stations, I would expect that there's a lot of people that I would have to answer to if I alienated anybody. Like, I'm on the station that, 150 different stations, program directors said, yes, you can air the Bart Winkler show on our station. And I took that seriously. I didn't want to just come out there and start flame throwing. I've said a lot of things, like I've ripped on a lot of people, and I didn't hold back. But also, I'm saying the same stuff online. I'll get it done with the therapy in a second. I've been saying the same stuff online that I've been saying on Twitter, but Twitter does not play as well as this. That's what I realized. I used to think I was better on Twitter than on like broadcast. No, I do not play well on Twitter. I come off as a negative curmudgeon asshole, which, okay, maybe, but I'm not. I like life. I enjoy things. I like my teams. I like my sports. I put a positive tweet about Mark Attanasio today. And then what did people, nobody cared. And then I said one thing about Matt LaFleur again. And, oh, yeah, this fucking guy, look at him. So I'm navigating Twitter. I'm getting real fucking sick and tired of is people trying to tell me, you've changed, you've different. No, I'm not different. You're just experiencing me now in a different platform, okay? And you don't like it. That's not my fault. That's the platform of whatever. So anyway, therapy over. Got a lot I want to get into today. The title, Bisaccia Bucks. I do want to talk some Mark A. Attanasio. I want to talk Doug Gottlieb. I want to talk Olympics. There's a lot I want to talk about, and we'll get that coming up. Q has jumped in, who might have a face filter on.
No.
With your face.
So I got clean shaven today. I was asked to be a shave model at my barber shop. So
why?
They said I had nice coarse hair that was good for practicing like straight razor shaves. So
how do you feel about it?
Girlfriend likes it, so I might keep it going.
My wife's never seen me without the beard in person.
I mean,
my wife has never touched this skin on my face.
I mean, I will say, like, there were maybe 10 minutes of relaxation, like with the warm rag on the face. But other than that, it took an hour to do what like I could probably do in like 15 minutes. So I'd imagine actually I'm not gonna tell that joke. We're gonna keep going. So it's gonna be a crude joke. You don't like my crude jokes, so we'll just keep it.
Well, again, I mean, I still want some level of decorum around here, Q.
I want to hear what led you to say something nice about Mark A. Like, I can't think of a single thing.
All right. Well, let me find that clip. And And this is, I was talking to Imig about this, like via text today, where we think we don't know what the Venn diagram is of people that, one, criticize Matt LaFleur as much as we do, and then two, are appreciative of Mark Attanasio. We don't know how many people are in that section. So I'm gonna put up the video. This is Mark Attanasio. Dario Melendez had asked a question about, the best way to frame questions that you don't want to like ask is, oh, there's outside noise of, or people are saying, or people are talking about. So he asked a question about you're not spending enough money. And this was his answer.
So I said
Now, his answer is on Twitter, which I need to play, and I need to unmute the site, and I just did that.
So I said the other day to someone that, 21 seasons completed, you get a thicker skin. Yeah, it would have bothered me a while ago, but I don't regard that. And, I really don't get a lot of that type of commentary from local media. I hear it more nationally. And, I worry about the club and the city and the state. I want to be genuine with our fans and have them understand what we do and why we do it and have confidence in us. And that's my focus.
There's a guy, you look at him, he's 21 years into this. He looks haggard. He looks like he's been the owner of the Milwaukee Brewers for 21 years. And I say that with respect, I suppose. But I don't know, Q. I'm just watching that clip and I'm like, you know what? There could be a lot worse people guiding this Brewers franchise. And that's not how I want to view him, because I've used that criticism against LaFleur. A lot of people are like, oh, LaFleur's good because there could be worse. I feel like if I explain to you why I like Mark and then explain to you why I'm critical of the Packers and Brewers on the surface, or the Packers and LaFleur, it would be hypocritical, because things about the Brewers that I would say in a positive light, I'm going to say negatively about the Packers, because I do think the Brewers and the Packers are in two different situations. The Packers are in a situation where there's revenue sharing, and they're not the victim of being a small market at all. You can say, oh, people don't want to come to Green Bay. Plenty of big-time free agents, including the biggest free agent of all time, have come to Green Bay. I don't think Green Bay is a problem with bringing people in here. And some people like it. Some people, I could just fuck around for 4 months and not have to worry about going out all the time. I can go to a fucking Shopko and just, whatever. People are going to bother you, but not like they're going to in Miami, New York, whatever. So there's a fundamental difference. I don't like that the Packers are acting like the Brewers is kind of the headline there. But for the Brewers, I never doubt that they're trying to win. They're they're strong by the, system that is the sport. I think he's put a lot into it. I think, maybe one day if his kids take over, they'll be a little more aggressive. I think Mark Attanasio has done a good job as the owner of the Milwaukee Brewers, for reasons that if I say them, Q, I would criticize if I was talking about the Packers. I understand that. I recognize that.
So I don't think he's a bad owner at all. And I just think we've grown kind of complacent. And I don't know what he's trying to win besides a P&L. It seems like he's managing cash flows. And it's tough to be the fan of a team that, as you've said over and over again, more than likely will never win a World Series.
Oh, never. Not a fucking.
And I guess if his sole goal is to keep the team in Milwaukee, that's great. I just think there's a few moves that they could do around the fringes to either dial it back in certain seasons where they're not going to go all in, or actually go all in. But I think they will forever be competitive, but also last year was probably the peak. like peak competitive as last year. So,
Yeah.
but like still he's running a good business, like more power to him. I just don't like cheering for a business. That's like do you want to cheer for Walmart? Like I don't check my stocks all the time because I don't think it's fun to cheer for companies. I think it's more fun to
See, when
cheer
I
for
did
sports
dabble
teams.
into stocks, I did check all the time. That's why I lost money because I sold them all. Remember last year, was it around this time that like every stock tanked? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I got into stocks. And then I was like, oh, fuck, this sucks. And then now I look at what they are from what they were, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
But at least
So then I put my money in Bitcoin.
And that crashed.
Oopsie.
But I think at least the Packers went all in last year, like with Micah. That's all I want is like if you think you have a good team, just push it to great. And that's like if Mark does it once or twice in his ownership, that's all I really ask for. And it's just disheartening to know like you can be in first place in July and then it just doesn't matter because you don't like all the other teams that are behind you get better and you just like kind of middle along. So
Yeah, I do agree. There should be like for where they were, we thought more was going to happen at the deadline. And we felt like that a lot. I remember one year I got really excited and they traded for Anthony Swarzak is always the name that I, bring up. It's like this reliever from the White Sox. The hell are we doing? This year, the Montgomery Miller situation. It's like, what are Brandon Lockridge? I mean, I get like the Freddie deals, and I think they maybe learned their lesson, or they're not going to try to do something like that at the deadline like they did with Hader. I don't trading two guys that were top 5 rookie of the year is a little weird in the offseason. So, but I get why you would want to try to do that and sustain consistently in the season, though. If you're looking and you've been in first place for 2 months and there's really no end in sight and you like your team and you like the path you're going to take and you know that you'll probably like have to play the Dodgers or, the Phillies or whoever was going to be stacked at the time, you have to, when you have an opportunity, when you're there and you have an opportunity, you should make that move. And the Brewers have never done that. They've never like gone all in. And I get why, but I do think there's also situations where it's like, we don't need to go all in, but we can raise $5 here. Like we can push a little more chips in the table instead of just like checking the entire time.
when like I'll do the math again. I haven't done it for this last season, but the season before, it was like Mark needed to collect $40 per fan just to break even on payroll. And that was just for like ticket sales and food and parking. And that doesn't include any other revenue. And I know there's other expenses than payroll, but payroll has to be like probably like between 70 and 90% of all the expenses for the whole team. Like it's insane. So I don't like, I respect him a lot and I appreciate what he's done for the franchise because coming from Bud Selig, all Bud Selig did was like get the team here and have it stay here. And then it was just terrible. It was basically major leagues without like having the turnaround. So at least we've had the turnaround now. I just
anyway.
Like where I'll push back on criticizing the Packers is they have a playbook that has at least won twice in the modern era and like a bunch back in the like Lombardi era. So like I would trust their playbook a little more than a franchise who like won the wild card and put up the first wild card banner ever. And so I don't know.
I think another interesting thing is with the Brewers, like I was going to say like best owner in the state, but we have 3 owners.
Yeah.
2. We have the Bucks, which I don't know. I mean, Haslam's there, and I worry that he's got influence, and people are like, "Oh no, he's not the governor." That doesn't mean he's not. Doesn't mean he doesn't have influence on what happens with the team. So we have the Bucks, the Packers. We don't have an ownership other than me, you.
Yes, me.
Yeah, I knew that. We're the owners. We don't have like that guy though. I think if the Packers had some guy we could compare him and Mark. We don't because we don't really think of the Bucks owners that much. We really don't. Do you?
I mean, I hear them critiqued as an organization, not as owners.
Yeah, and Mark is like carrying the burden of 3 teams.
I could see that.
We never
I could see that.
We don't criticize the Bucks owners. We criticize the team. And there's a lot else. Jake says, when does the Giannis talk start? There's going to be no Giannis talk. I know he had another interview today. I don't care. He doesn't know what he's saying. He is just talking this and talking. I'm not following every fucking interview Giannis does anymore. He's here. Whatever. I don't care. We'll find out what happens in the summer.
He's here till the summer, and then we'll see.
In the summer, I'll dissect words again, maybe, but he's talking to Malika Andrews. I don't care. I don't care. I didn't watch it. I saw one clip. I don't care. Anyway, so for the Brewers, there is that ownership thing where it's like Mark is the guy, and there's nobody that we really judge him against. And for the 2 teams, because again, something that I'll say about the Packers, I will criticize the Packers because the Brewers, I think, to be successful, they have to be on this avenue where 85 to 90 wins. They have to be competitive. They have to be a bites at the apple team. Otherwise, people are going to start not showing up. And if people don't show up, that's going to affect the Brewers because baseball's system right now is different. And if they start losing, people stop going and they lose money and they're not viable. And then who knows? Do they move? Who knows what happens? Do they need a new ballpark in 10 years and say, fuck it, let's go to Nashville? Who knows? The Packers, not only do they not have an owner, they're in a completely different structure where we don't have to worry about them moving. And but they're acting like they're afraid of a bad season. The Brewers should be afraid of a bad season. The Packers should not. But the Packers are almost acting more afraid to me than the Brewers are.
But as far as I know,
so I guess I'm grading Mark on a curve. And it's not apples to wrenches. It's completely different sports.
But I don't think the Packers are taking money from the taxpayers, and Mark just took $550 million from the taxpayers 2 years ago and then like cut the payroll. So, and like, that's not even, I didn't even put that math into the break even on attendance. So like, I think this is a really good discussion, especially like when there's not a lot of sports going on. But I think like
I didn't even get to anything listed in the title of this show there, Q. What the fuck?
What else is going on?
Hockey? Bisaccia,
yeah. I like, what's your take on Bisaccia? I'll let you go first.
Well, let's put a pin in this one.
All right.
Is that I think the Brewers it could be a lot worse.
It's their Matt LaFleur. Everything is Matt LaFleur in this state.
I appreciate the Brewers. I appreciate the Brewers. They care. They seem to care. I don't know. I feel, yes, I feel I'm more proud right now to be a Brewers fan than I am a Packer fan.
The Brewers care from like April until August 1st. And then after that, it's like, all right, we got our attendance for the year booked. Like, let's start figuring out the bobbleheads for next year. Something like that's their business plan. So,
well, you could be the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders, who have not one, not two, but 3 Caleb Durbin giveaways this summer, and their cash cow got traded. That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bud Selig should be pissed. I'm pissed. So anyway, that's my thoughts on Mark. My thoughts on Rich are, let me play this from Adam Schefter, first of all. This is from ESPN Milwaukee. And I will say that while I shit on ESPN Milwaukee constantly, I've got no qualms with the morning show. I don't know Gabe. I don't know Chewy. I've met Jen once. Obviously, I got the hots for her husband, Dario. But I honestly, I think they have a great show. I think the the combination of the three. It's a morning show. If I was programming a morning show, I'd say we need voices like that. I pro on their show. Rest of the station I got an issue with. It's really just what they choose to clip. ESPN Madison, actually, I hate, but whatever. All right, so a clip from that show now that I said enough nice things. This is Adam Schefter on this little show today talking about Bisaccia. Apparently, Schefter is trying to tell them that Rich felt like he let Matt LaFleur down.
And what was your reaction when you saw that Rich Bisaccia, special teams coordinator and associate head coach for the Green Bay Packers, was stepping down when it was announced last night?
He had thought about doing it last year, apparently. And so he does it this year. I know that people...
First of all, if you knew that information last year, share it. But maybe he didn't.
He felt like he failed Matt LaFleur last year. Obviously, there were some special teams issues this year, more special teams. So if he felt like he failed him last year, he certainly probably felt maybe a similar way this year. And look, I think we've seen it across the league with a lot of guys, veteran coaches this offseason. You see some of the ages of these coaches. It feels like it's getting younger all the time, and the game is changing. Some of the older coaches, Jeff Stoutland. How old is Rich Bisaccia, by the way? You know,
65.
Okay, Jeff Stoutland, 62 or 63, stepped away. Vic Fangio thought about it, doing 68. Like, he's in the range where in your 60s, it's a hard job. Like, do you want to do it or not? And obviously, he thought about whether he wanted to do it last year, and he stayed on. And he goes now.
All right. So first of all, with Adam Schefter, I don't know how much to take what he's saying at face value, not because of any issues I've had with Schefter and how I think he's a grifter, but with the fact that, sometimes like Adam Schefter is on ESPN and he's doing hits on ESPN Milwaukee. I think when you're on ESPN and you do hits on ESPN Milwaukee, like when I was doing at WSSP, if I would do a hit in, I don't know, fucking Toma, you feel like you feel like no one's even fucking care. You could say anything. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Get some reps in. Doesn't fucking matter. But it does matter. I mean, it's Milwaukee, it's a sizable market, and Wisconsin Packers, we're gonna talk about it. So sometimes I think he just kind of like shoots from the hip and doesn't know what the fuck he's saying. Or doesn't put anything behind it. He just says, I don't know, this sounds good off my tongue. Let's see what happens. The story is being painted that Rich Bisaccia felt bad and like thought he was going to get fired because he let Matt LaFleur down, but then LaFleur didn't fire him. And so a month later, Rich is like, okay, if you're not going to fire me, which I thought you were, and I kind of wanted, I guess I have to step down. And so there's a lot of criticism on that about LaFleur, your loyalty caught you again, or now we waited a month. Now, who's out there in the talent pool. And I think a lot of it, we'll still find out, who's going to be the coordinator. We'll find all this out. There's a lot we don't know. But yeah, I think it's fair to criticize this. And then you get people saying, oh, it's special teams coach in February. What's the big deal? That's the whole fucking point. Yeah. We need a special teams coach, 1/3 of the goddamn operation, by the by. And then 2, it's February. And a lot of people got hired. So do we pluck a guy out of college? Do we promote a guy we have? Do we call up Mason Crosby from the radio and then get my ass back where I belong? I don't know. But
that sounds like the best option.
My thoughts on Bisaccia are he didn't get it done. And so, yeah, you got to make changes. Now, problem is if Matt LaFleur is firing someone, that means Matt LaFleur is hiring someone. And Matt LaFleur hired this guy. And that didn't seem to work out. So how much do we trust Matt LaFleur with a hiring? Well, he hired Jeff Hafley. Jeff Hafley. I would murder kittens for Jeff Hafley's PR. Jeff Hafley was another just retread bum. He didn't do anything great. He got 2 weeks out of Micah Parsons pumping up the defense, and then that defense fell apart. Okay? I don't think Jeff Hafley was all that great. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority on that too. But with Bisaccia, another thing that I saw today was all these stories about how Bisaccia is a great guy. and all the good things he did. And that's really special. And I like that. But it's irrelevant to this conversation. It doesn't matter. Sometimes we fire these people or these people get fired and it's like, oh, well, he's a really good man and he doesn't deserve this kind of criticism. You know who else is a good man who just got fired? Me. But no one's shitting on me and then being like, hey, do you see what Bart does? You know why? Because when I give money to GoFundMe's anonymously, I keep it anonymous. Big Bang Theory guy. Also, I don't give money to nobody.
So I'm with you on most of that. I think wasn't Bisaccia also the assistant head coach?
Yes.
And he did a lot of the planning for Matt so that Matt could focus on the offense. So I wonder, like, I'm very divided on this because it seems like we need some change. So if this guy was pulling more strings than we realize throughout the team and we get somebody else in there that has less power, we're going to really get to see who Matt is, which I'm excited about because I don't really like him, but maybe he hasn't been doing what he wants. He's just been listening to Rich. So, but at the same time, like, it sucks trying to hire somebody in February unless they had somebody lined up, but we'll see what happens.
I don't think it's a coincidence that Matt LaFleur gives the Badgers a pep talk and then they fall on their face against Ohio State.
And to me, that's like the part that I really didn't agree with what you were saying. What is Halfley like? It seems to me like Halfley's the one that was pumping up the team last year, despite the X's and O's or what you think about the defense before and after Micah. Like, I guess Grant's always saying he's a press
merchant,
but merchant. I feel like I would listen to some of his press conferences and like want to suit up, and that like at this level, like that type of leadership does make a difference. And I don't care what people say. Like Matt has gotten significantly better since he first got here, but it just, I don't know. If you're not going to change the head coach, changing the assistant head coach that also had the weakest part of like the football team, it seems like it can't hurt. Like at worst, it'll make us the same because it was just dog shit before.
Well, and the other thing is, and this is something that I had said that plays poorly on Twitter. Hopefully it plays better here. Is what if this happened to the Bears? What if the Bears had a special teams coordinator that, how about this? What if the Bears were up 21-3 on us and then they lost and the special teams were a big problem and they were like, fuck, I don't know what to do. Let's have DeAndre Swift return kicks or some shit, like we did with Jacobs, just something fly by the seat of their pants kind of move, desperation clearly move. And then he fumbled. Thank God he got it. Although, it didn't matter. But yeah, if this happened to the Bears where they had a special teams coordinator that the fan base thought should be fired, then wasn't, then a month later stepped down, we would look at him and say, you are so dysfunctional. Look at this dysfunctional team. No, it's so dysfunctional. What are they doing? What's the problem? Why are they so? But then it happens to us and we're like, what's the big deal? It's a special teams coach in February. It's just, I can't any longer. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm looking at the team with my eyes. Sorry, I don't have green lens, gold lens. And also, sorry, I have 2010 vision. Who knew that line was coming? So, yeah, I think, come on, man. We can't look at the Packers and brush off something that if it happened to one of our rivals, we would make fun of them for. I'm not in that business anymore. And I'm realizing that if people aren't in that business, or if I'm not in that business, maybe people don't want to be in the Bart Winkler business. Ooh, God forbid I say something bad about the Packers because I have expectations about a team that won 13 fucking titles before whiny eyebrow LaFleur came in here.
I think people have just been done with Bisaccia though. Like I got like 6 or 7 like celebration texts when he left. and I think like
Come on.
it's
6-7.
probably 6 weeks too late, and it also like
I'm muted?
am I muted?
No, you said 6-7 and it blew
Oh
right
yeah,
by you.
my I sorry, my daughter's too young for that. But yeah, I mean, if it would have happened 6 weeks ago, we would all been celebrating. And like if Matt LaFleur had the balls to fire someone, we would have been celebrating. So I think it's the right move. It's the wrong time for the move, but I'm genuinely like or generally mostly excited for the change. But I see your point. Like if this was happening to the Bears or the Vikings, we'd be making fun of them for sure.
Very hard. Very,
Yeah.
very much. Anything else you want to say? I'm going to kick you out of here.
No, I think I'm
Good to
good.
see you. Your face is throwing me off, but
I know. I keep looking at my own face because I'm like, who is that schmuck next to Bart? So good chat, man.
it works on you. I mean, I'm used to you with the beard and face. But
It just happened today, and if we do a pod next week, I'll look the exact same as I used to. So
yeah, okay.
So good.
Good luck on your journey.
Thanks, man. See ya.
Q. We're brought to you by Happy Place Hemp. Promo code BART, 25% off each and every order. That's happyplacehemp.com. From the gummies they have and the seltzers and all the different stuff you could try. Again, try. You've heard me talk about them. You've never had them. You're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if they're how they're going to affect me or how they're going to work. Try. You get sampler packs. You get 25% off with the promo code. So it's a very easy and affordable way to get into something like that. And again, you can check it all out, happyplacehemp.com. The promo code is BART. Ben L is in the waiting room. No longer. There he is. What's up, Ben?
Hey, Bart. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. What's up?
You mentioned about the Packer fans or how we would make fun of our rivals, but then it's happening to us and we have these green and gold glasses on. Yeah, we're stuck in the past, the expectation to win, that it's just going to happen because we're the Packers, and it's not that way anymore. And I don't understand why we're so complacent. I think it's time to really make a change, and we missed the opportunity.
Wonder who I'm more mad at. Am I more mad at the Packers or am I mad at Packers fans?
I'm more mad at Packers fans, I think.
Yeah, because if Packer fans were more like this, the Packers would feel that.
I think so. If you had the whole fan base, rallying together to say that MLF or somebody else is making a huge mistake, if it's Goody, if you don't like whoever it might be, I'm not going to just stick on the Matt LaFleur thing. But if we collectively weren't so complacent, I think that the ownership and the establishment would be less complacent as well.
Yeah, but Jake just jumped in here. I'll get Jake in. Yeah, it does seem like they know they can get away with it.
I think they're living on the coattails of the past and they're milking it. Yeah, I'm sick of it. Like I think it's already a long off season,
I think a lot of problems in the world today is people know they can get away with stuff. Everything at the grocery store is $2 more than it was a year ago. And that I'll be fair. It was also $2 more than it was the year prior. I get that. I get it. This inflation thing has been happening. It's been multiple administrations. Okay. I get it. I'm not just going to pick on one, but grocery stores also, I think, are looking around and being like, we keep raising prices. No one is mad. No one's not buying our shit. So let's raise it a quarter. Let's raise it another quarter.
It's a culture problem too. I mean, in kind of, I'd say even Wisconsin.
What happens when we get mad about something? What happens when we get mad about something? We rush to our little phones. Me. We don't do anything about it. There's no action. Jake?
Yeah.
What are you eating?
Just some popcorn. Green Bay is in a position like none other in that there's no need for accountability because there's no one holding them against the fire. There is no owner that wants to win. There is no one. So as long as, the you're still in the black, like, and you're making money, and you're creating more of that Titletown district. Yeah, why would they rock the boat?
I don't know.
Plus, the LaFleur of it all, a phrase I hate. Nobody like the people covering the team. It took until they lost to the Bears for anybody that's on that beat to be like, is Matt LaFleur? He shouldn't be the coach, right? He shouldn't be the coach. And you've also got like other people, other outlets that cover the Packers that are PR arms. They're not. And I'm trying. I would like, I'd like to have conversations with everybody that I'm thinking about or you're thinking about. But I do think like, can I just be totally honest with you guys? Like totally honest.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, like this might be too honest. Let me tell you what I text someone today. I said, I want to make, it was a text.
Scared money don't make money, Bart. We know that's what it was.
Okay. So somebody had commented that they saw Bisaccia step down. And I said, step down, fucking Packers. And then this person said, polite football. Because there was that article that called the Packers polite football. Like, and I really love that phrase. And I said, I'm having a hard time because I think I'm actually starting to hate them. Like, not as a bit. Like, I think I fucking hate this team.
This era. It's not just the team.
Right
It's getting worse and worse every year.
And then he said, like, if you're trying to do a podcast and you don't really have a job, that would be bad for business. I mean, you're already not keen on everything they're doing and people aren't receptive to it. If you're just going to be like, oh, by the way, I fucking hate the Packers, your goals will not be met. So I think a lot of people that are Packer fans, I think a lot of people that are Packer fans don't want that. They don't want that kind of content. So people that make content don't give it to them. Why criticize the Packers if there's not an audience that wants the Packers to be criticized? And it's not, this is where I keep seeing a really bad, this is not a black and white issue. It's not, can you criticize the Packers? Can you not criticize the Packers? I don't want to. I don't want to be mad at the Packers. I want to like everything they do, but they are not doing things that I like. So what am I supposed to say? So I am not going to like be hate Packer guy, but I'm every Packer related item that has come out maybe since the Parsons trade, I've hated. I've hated all of it.
So
you're making me mad.
What is there like something that could happen between now and next season that would make you change your tune, like that you wouldn't hate them anymore? Like you're back in.
Well, yeah, Jake.
Just the season starting, basically?
No.
Okay.
LaFleur being fired.
Realistically, is there anything that could?
Realistically, yeah, if LaFleur stepped down.
Okay.
I need LaFleur to be like, okay, did you see the video the Brewers put out today about Pat Murphy?
Negative.
Okay, let me try to find that. And I've already found it. All right. So the Brewers are in spring training, as you know, and Pat Murphy talked to the team, and the team shared this video, and it's called Don't Be Shocked. Here it is.
Call us whatever you want. Underdog, call us whatever you want. We found out what matters is who's in this room. What we got in this room, we can do anything we want. We're about people, we're about team. Wherever you're from, whatever color you are, whatever you believe in, as long as you want to commit to winning baseball. Major League Baseball's way of saying, on paper, this team is this. We don't care. This is who we want to become. We got to pitch, we got to base run, we got to defend, play offense. That's how we do it. And we don't worry about what anybody thinks. We stick to our standard, and you'll have another incredible season. And don't be shocked.
I mean, that fucks.
That's
Yeah,
great.
I mean, he comes off as authentic, and I think that's like a difference between a Pat Murphy and a LaFleur. Is like, I think I would respect LaFleur more if he just embraced the fact that, like, you're a dork and a little brother. Stop trying to act like you're something that you're not. This is going to be a deep, deep cut if there's any WWE fans out there. But a few years back, WWE tried to give Jack Swagger a push, okay? And they gave him this promo.
The people.
Yes, but this is post We the People. They gave him this promo to, like, try to go out there and be like the cool guy and just be authentic, and he couldn't do it. And that's like what I hear when LaFleur speaks is like, man, what would a cool guy say? What would a tough guy do? This is what I need to do. It's night and day difference.
Thoughts, Ben?
Well, I think Murph has a better platform right now to stand on. He actually built something that's successful, whereas LaFleur is floundering because he had some good seasons with Rodgers and hasn't built anything with Love, really. You know, most teams can get the 7th seed. It's not impressive. He can't stand there and do what Murphy just did because who would believe him?
Yeah.
And Murphy could, and I didn't, I've seen those 40 seconds, so I don't know what else, we're seeing what the team wants us to see, first of all. But I don't know if he was like, man, it really sucks that we traded all these guys. Gee, I hope that God, and I feel like if you're going to start a season, it's gone. Doesn't matter who you got rid of. And I feel like when Matt LaFleur talks to the team, it's going to be like, yeah, we had some injuries. Like, I don't care. Start today. Let these people know in this room that you believe in them. Do the McCarthy thing where you've got a space waiting for the picture of when you win the Super Bowl. Like, find something to motivate these guys. He's not a motivator, though.
I would be curious to see if he does drop the injury reference and, like, when the team gets back together. That would just set the tone for me for the whole season. If he can avoid making excuses when the team reports, that would be amazing, like Murphy just did. So, I mean, that's my hope, right? I got to stay hopeful, but
Jake?
I really like, we talk about being authentic. How about a guy like Mike McDaniel, who I think is probably not meant to be a head coach in the NFL? But, like, I respect the guy for being his true, authentic self. Like, that to me is a lot closer to what Matt LaFleur is, where just recognize that you're kind of a nerd and you probably don't belong. And, then I would respect you more.
I feel, I'm no angel. As
Greg Allman.
Who's saying that?
Greg Allman. I'm no angel. Well, you remember they had a great SNL skit where it was like
Poehler.
the country bar. Amy Poehler was like the pregnant lady in the bar trying to hit on the dude. That's great.
I don't know.
Thanos was the host that week.
Yeah, Will Forte played Greg Allman. Great.
I'm no angel.
I'm no angel.
Great song. So I'm no angel, and I'm trying to, I'm trying to use this period of my life too as growth and discovery and to be a better me, to be a better Bardo. I'm trying to do that. So but you can tell, like, he just doesn't. I don't know what else I have to say. He's a good coach. Show me his record. You know what I need? I need everyone that covers the Packers to be gifted for but one day with the skill of an NFL football team and to go play in a game for that guy, for that coach, not drink wine with him at a bar or in a boat across the street from Lambeau. I need people to actually know what it's like to put your whole life's effort into football. All of the dedication that you've put in to being where you are in the NFL, all of the weekends and the nights and the practices and the two-a-days and the friendships lost and everything and the money spent. And then you get in that room and you find yourself up 21-3 against the Bears in their place. And then Matt LaFleur from God knows where the fuck he even was. Where did he even fucking come from? I don't even know.
My worst nightmare.
This guy's leading us. Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck this. Sorry, I didn't. You guys are making me another.
Can I just, with Green Bay, I don't know if there's a better word than just apathetic. And it's not because they're not a good team. It's just, I know where this is headed. So I almost feel like, what's the point of really getting into this team right now? I know what the result is going to be next year. So I'm way more passionate about the Brewers and the Bucks right now than I could be about Green Bay, which is funny because Green Bay is probably the best team that is in the state.
It could be a bad year, though.
I don't know. I hope it's not. Like, I hope it's not. I
think it has everything to be a terrible season.
But then it can't be because then Jordan Love's going to get shit on.
They're not. Two things can be true, Bart. And I don't think that Jordan Love he could be great and we could be bad. He could have a ton of numbers and we could go 3-14.
Well, while Jake is changing the fucking brakes on his car.
Sorry about that.
Here's another quote. I'm gonna jock ride ESPN Milwaukee again today. This is from Wilde and Tausch. And I won't play the clip, but Evan Cohen was on there. He's on the ESPN morning show. And he went on Wilde and Tausch to tell him that he's down on Jordan Love's development. What the fuck?
Who said that?
Okay.
Evan Cohen from, what's the show he's on? Undiscovered or some shit? Unsportsmanlike? I don't know.
Undisputed?
It's the ESPN morning show.
Yeah, but aren't people at this point just desperate for engagement with nothing going on?
That's desperate.
Do I come off as desperate?
Not any more than you normally do.
I'm not desperate.
You seem desperate for other things, not for engagement.
I'm
Maybe
desperate for human
paycheck.
touch.
Yeah. Emotion.
What stuff?
Yeah, I
We got good weather. Can't be too desperate. We can go touch a little grass.
Oh, that's what I realized more than anything is I think I really suffered from seasonal depression. Like this winter.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like
30 days of
we got maybe one bad snowstorm. It's been cold, but it's been colder. But it's just the consistency of it.
Mm-hmm.
It just really got me down. I might be discovering at the age of 41 that like I might actually be like an outdoorsy guy.
I can't see it. I'm sorry.
I've never camped. I've never slept in a tent. I've never hunted. I've shot a BB gun, a pellet gun. That's about it. I've fished maybe 3 times. And one time I thought I caught a rock and then it blinked at me. I don't know what the fuck that was about. So I don't know.
That's a great promo for Happy Place Hemp right there. One time I caught a rock and it blinked at me.
It did. I did. I was with my friend Tony.
Drift. Gotta take a drift.
It did drift.
Bart, are you really not going to talk about the Giannis thing? Because when I saw that you were going live, I thought you'd for sure.
I didn't watch the clip.
Okay, so
should I play it?
It's your show. I don't want to tell you what to, but I thought it was a significant development in his whatever the fuck is going on with him.
All right.
While you look it up, can I say a percentage for Packers expectation next season?
Yeah.
I think there's a higher than 30% chance we have a terrible season, but a 0% chance we make the Super Bowl. Even make the Super Bowl.
I think.
Why are we going to have a terrible season?
We don't have Parsons. We won't have Kraft. We have a new defensive coordinator, a new special teams coordinator. We're just going to magically have all these things work perfectly in the first season with these new coordinators and coaches.
Why don't you think we'll have Parsons or Kraft?
Well, I'm not a doctor, but
You stayed at a Holiday Inn Express.
yeah, I'm not a doctor, but I just don't. Coming back from a significant injury like those, the first season's just never the same. I don't know if there's any athlete that's had maybe Adrian Peterson, but I guess Micah Parsons is a beast, so I can't.
Well,
I'm not counting him out. I just think it's at least week 8 where he would.
Wasn't Parsons
clear?
rehabbing like 10 days after surgery? Like, this guy is the freakiest of freaks.
He just took a picture though, and his leg looked pretty atrophied right now, which is totally normal. But
I feel like if there's anybody that would definitely come back and be fine, it would be him because of how much of a freak and how much of a gamer he is.
See, I'm the opposite actually. I think he pushes the limits of like human boundaries with his abilities and skills that it'd be tough to come back to that level of play.
All right, I'm looking for the Giannis thing. I did find this. Freezing cold takes for some reason.
They won't let that one die. Boom!
Retweeting again the April 25th, 2018 tweet from then 12:50 a.m. The Fan between Giannis and Ben Simmons. Who you got? At Gary Ellerson says Simmons. I remember this day very vividly. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. I was very mad at Gary. To the fans' credit, they've never deleted this tweet. To Gary's credit, I don't think he remembers saying this, nor is he aware he said it at the time.
Nor I don't think he meant it either. I think it was just, sometimes
yeah.
you got this take, I got this take.
I think that it was heads Rami gets Giannis and tails Gary gets Simmons.
Bingo.
Was it like a draft and he just picked Simmons for a point guard before picking Giannis?
I think we must have played the Sixers that night.
So, Ben, you ever watch these shows like on ESPN where it's like two guys at a desk and then a moderator, and then it's always weird that one of them always they take one side and then the other guy takes the other side. That kind of thing,
Yeah.
Interesting that it's always, they never agree. There's always,
disparity, yeah.
Yeah, just kind of funny. But I just think I have thoughts. Giannis, number one, the one thing that's so significant that I don't think enough people are talking about with this BS, the interview was with Malika Andrews, who was the reporter that he walked out on in the middle of the press conference when she asked him about being traded like 7 years ago.
Can I play a snippet of it?
Please do. Yeah, let's just get me pissed off again.
Now, this is a 2-minute clip. Again, I did not watch this. I just said I'm not watching this.
So you're finding this out in real time. I like this, actually. This is kind of
Well,
fun.
I got a gist of what he said. Here, do I need to play the whole 2 minutes, or like is 50 seconds fine?
I don't know. Just hit play. Let's see what happens.
As of today, I'm committed to the Milwaukee Bucks, and I'm committed to the people that I work with, my teammates, the coaching staff, Coach Duck, and John in the front office. What I've said from the beginning of this year is that out of my mouth and the way I've carried myself, you will never hear me say I don't want to be a Milwaukee Buck.
Yes, your interviews, as long as I've known you, there's been two things that that have been tenets of who you are.
As long as I've known you, don't be acting like you're friends.
Maybe they are now.
I do not like her.
To know you to be, and that is a winner, and that is deeply loyal. Do those two things feel at odds to you right now?
No, no. I am a winner, and I'm extremely loyal. But the only thing that I feel sometimes, and just get vulnerable for a second here, is that growing up, you dream like, oh, what if I play for the Knicks, Madison Square Garden? What if I get drafted by the Lakers and I'm teammates with Kobe? What if I go and play for the Cavs and LeBron passes me the ball? Like you just dream, right? So it doesn't change when you're an adult. You turn on TV, watch OKC, watch San Antonio, it's like, oh, would that change whatever the plan be? How would that work? Like you always dream. If there will ever be a scenario that of me not being a Milwaukee Buck no more. I don't want anybody to ever think like, hey man, I quit on my team, because this is my team and I love it.
We got a lot of interviews over the years.
Is that enough? I don't know.
That's enough for me. I do want to point
same
out.
shit that Ozarski told me he said. This is nothing. This isn't. Who cares?
Well, one of the quotes that I thought was interesting was, first he said his
Jerry, if
preference
a
is
woman talked to you about Giannis, or if a woman talked to you like Giannis talks about the Bucks, you'd be crying yourself to sleep every night.
Just vague and
yeah,
you
friend
don't know
zone.
what you want. Yeah, friend zone.
Yeah, honey,
Yeah,
I'm
so
with you
friend zone.
today. I'm with you today. Do I dream about having sex with your cousin? Do I want to go back to our wedding and nail the maid of honor? I think about it. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, look, when we got together, I told you what this was, okay? Like, let's just take it day by day and just see where it goes. No, one of the quotes that I thought was interesting was in the same interview, he says, my preference is to win a championship with the Bucks. And then he said, well, who knows? Maybe if it was my choice, I would have been gone already. Like, dude.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't get what that meant.
What is this for? Who is this for? Why are you doing it? Like, we got through the deadline. You posted your bullshit little video. Haha, it's Giannis. So cute, so funny. Then if that's the case, then shut the fuck up. And it's also disrespectful as hell to your teammates. If you're going to talk about being about winning and you want to come back this year to make a run, and then you continuously make yourself a distraction while at the behest of you, we're trying to win like you wanted to do. And then you come out like, did he love the attention so much that was going on during all this bullshit that it's like, oh man, the deadline's over. Now no one's going to talk about me. I better get back out there. And if this is like, I don't know, if this is from his PR team, what an epic year of failure or so, like a one calendar year of taking someone's image from here to way down here. And I don't know, it reminds me of the scene in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Mac tells both sides that he's playing against each other, that he's playing both sides. And they're like, dude, you're not supposed to tell people that you're playing both sides. And he's like, yeah, that way I always come out on top. So, like, I think the thing that pisses me off most,
That's what he's doing. Though.
Yeah, like, don't tell me that I'd never want anybody to think that I wanted out of Milwaukee. Your actions say exactly that. So, like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Either you want out or you don't. If you don't want out, shut the fuck up and go play. If you do, then just be a fucking man, grow up and say it. I'm sorry to drop so many curses, but I don't know. I'm so done. I feel like you, Bart, with Rodgers. I want off this ride. Like, I was firmly, like, he had me excited for the second half for a minute. I'm like, cool. Let's go do this underdog thing. Let's see what happens.
8%
and now immediately
chance to
today,
playoffs.
I'm just like, fuck it. You're gone, dude. I hope they trade you in the offseason. I'm done with your shit.
Wow.
Be a man.
I
That
think
is hot
in that
take,
interview,
Jake. That is hot take, Jake. Living up to the name.
Yeah, I feel like I should Costanza after that. I love you guys. I'm out.
Yeah.
All right.
I think in that interview, old Giannis wouldn't have said, oh, yeah, I thought about playing for the Lakers or going to Madison Square Garden and playing with the Knicks. No, old Giannis would have been like, I came to Milwaukee. I demonstrated what it takes to be a winner. Our team won the championship. We brought Milwaukee back. This is where people want to play now. And it just doesn't feel authentic anymore.
See, authentic genuineness. That's what I preach. We're not getting that around here. We are not getting that around here. Anything else, Ben?
No, thanks for having me on, Bart. Always appreciate your show and your takes. So have a good night.
All right, see you, buddy. That is Ben. I was gonna bring Banana on. Banana, I'm gonna bring you on. Get your ass in here. I was just about to bring you on the Dan Shaney YouTube stream. I wanted to give you a little solo time. I'm gonna make sure I reach out to Banana. If he's not listening, give him some solo time. There's that motherfucker. I saw your face of disgust.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of discuss there, Bart, on multiple fronts. First, I wanted to bring up to Benathan that he forgot Christian Watson when he was talking about players that came back from an ACL. Look at how Watson bounced back from that. I mean, with a shorter recovery time than Kraft will have. and about the same recovery time that Parsons will have. So Parsons, being a freak as well, will probably miss a few games at the start of the year, but I think Kraft will be ready for the start of the year, given how much earlier his was.
Are you in the QR code room?
I am. I have not rehung the sign, unfortunately.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry. As far as the Giannis stuff goes, Bart, if you would have watched another 30 seconds of that horribleness, I mean, what was Malika Andrews? Oh, I know exactly what she was thinking. Get more hot takes from Giannis. But long and short, he starts talking about free agency. I was looking up the whole quotes while you were on, and basically he was saying, well, if I was a free agent, I may have already made the decision to leave. And I'm going to be a free agent in a year and a half. ... That was a little different than what he was saying to Owarski a few weeks ago, which is unfortunate. And it struck me as bothersome in the sense that Giannis has a cultivated image, as we've talked through. It's one where we saw him going from, hey, let's go to State Fair. This is awesome. Let's eat all the stuff. My first rookie year here, which was great, amazing. Love the guy. I have actually a Giannis height poster from his rookie year in my basement, rolled up still. So when I do move, I'm going to hang that thing back up. But we've seen Giannis make some more calculated moves. His Kalshi signing, for example. I mean, what is he thinking? I mean,
even if he announced it today, I mean, fine, but he announced it the day after the trade deadline.
Right. Where I'm sure there are plenty of bets.
Tom was always, where's Giannis going to go?
I'm sure there are plenty of bets about this too. And I hope, honestly, I hope the commissioner of the NBA steps in and says, nope, you cannot do this. I hope they set a rule around investments. I think he does in the sense that you see people like Chauncey Billups going to jail over rigging things.
We're trying to crack down on tanking because the gambling companies are mad at him.
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, he's going to see the fallout over actually being in the companies. That's the difference, is you can support gambling all you want. You can do the commercials for it. But if you have a vested financial interest in the outcome of people placing bets on you, that's a little different because you have a share in this. So basically, Giannis gets more money if they're wrong with all their bets. I mean, the house always wins. So, of course, Giannis is going to be part of the house there. That's where this is a little different than doing the ads part. I can understand the ads. I can understand the players doing their DraftKings thing, doing their, I want to do fantasy basketball, fantasy football, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to actually having an ownership stake in the gambling stuff, that's problematic. And I do expect there to be issues with that longer term. It's not going to be immediate. He's too busy. The commissioner's too busy correctly chasing after the teams that are pulling their starters in the fourth quarter. I mean, honestly, though, the only way he's going to solve that is if he takes away their draft picks. Mm-hmm. The commissioner needs to step up and take away those teams' draft picks if they're excessively and over the top tanking on that. It's within his powers to do so. I don't think the owners are going to stop until that starts to happen. Start taking away picks, they may start to think a little differently around this.
NBA, it's fantastic.
It's so fantastic. Matt LaFleur should go coach in the NBA.
I've been bored to tears without it, though. I went to bed at 8:15 last night.
Why?
I don't know. I put my kid to bed, and I'm like, I have nothing to do.
Well, you can go human touch, like you were talking about a moment ago.
She wasn't home.
Yeah, I get it. My other half is at her house, so my kids are sound asleep too. Bart, we got to go to Estabrook soon.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as the beer garden opens back up, we can commiserate together.
Doesn't it open like tomorrow? It opens like as soon as possible.
May 1st is usually when it opens.
Okay.
So we'll set something up there and go there since I still live on that side of townish. But going off of also what you guys were talking about before with LaFleur, he's fake. He doesn't at all embrace the inner nerdness to Hot Jake's points on that. And the worst part with Bisaccia stepping down is all the good special teams people that you'd want to hire are off the market.
Yeah, well, don't tell a Packer fan that because they'll find somebody. They'll work out.
Oh, I know, Bart. I know. I get slammed on Reddit left and right about my criticisms. I mean, you should go on Reddit, Bart. You'd probably have a negative 5,000 karma within 2 days.
I've been on Reddit. Reddit likes me.
Really? I'm surprised.
The 670 The Score Reddit likes me. I've boosted my
Oh.
self-esteem reading that a few times.
Well, join the local Reddit, Bart. It's not pretty. The Packer fans are just insane about LaFleur. And you're an owner, though, Bart. You can go and do something about this. Go to Lambeau during the owners' meetings. I mean, you've got time. You'll have time. We both know this. Go up there. Ask policy, why'd you keep LaFleur? And what are your expectations? And how does he have to change? You're an owner. Do it.
He's gonna come in here, just remade this team in his image in a minute. He's like, no, I like Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, that's the problem, and it's disappointing. And Pat Murphy's, again, the complete opposite of LaFleur. He's exactly what that team needs, and I wish more coaches in this state were of that ilk. And that also includes the Badgers football head coach. I wish that they had a coach that actually could get the most out of those players and get those players to want to run through brick walls instead of basically 6-7ing it out there.
All right, I'm going to talk about one more coach. Anything else for you before I do that?
You have a good night. I'm going to go and cry in a corner and go to bed. So good seeing you again, Barty.
Banana.
Yep.
All right. Good night. And that all worked out very seamlessly. A little Q, little Ben, little Jake, little Banana. I like that. Thank you so much, all you guys, for joining, and those of you that are joining, as well as the comments. Bring Gelb on. Did I miss Gelb? I'll talk to Gelb soon. Tomorrow, Chuck Freeman, noon, here, live, Freems. Look forward to that. The last coach I want to talk about is Doug Gottlieb, who on Monday with Carlos, I played the clip of him getting very pissed. Timmy Shea, I'll talk to Timmy Shea soon too. And Tim Allen, is that the Tim you mean? Is there another Tim? I can't think of one. Tim Scott. So Gottlieb was railing on the Horizon League officials. And I'm like, holy shit. I think I'm in on Doug Gottlieb. I've been very much a critic of Doug Gottlieb. I didn't like that he was doing 2 high-strung jobs at once because it's going to take away from the other job. It's not like he's punching in at 7, leaving at 3, going somewhere else, punching in at 4, leaving at 11, which would take a toll on you as the person. But, you know, you're able to focus at the job. Maybe the second job suffers a little bit. I don't know. But these are 2 24/7 jobs. You can't be a coach and not be able to be there for your players because you're on the fucking radio. You can't be doing a radio show when you need to be practicing to get ready for Cleveland State. So Gottlieb picked basketball. And I'm glad he did that. And then he yelled about the referees. And he looked good doing it because of his background in radio. So Gottlieb got suspended for a game. And he said, I'd like to apologize to the Horizon League and the officials for my disparaging comments following Sunday's game. I understand and appreciate how difficult their job is and respect what they do for the sport of basketball. I will be better moving forward. Gottlieb explained his actions a little further in a press conference today, Wednesday. I will share the video thanks to Kyle Malzahn at WFRV in Green Bay.
Disappointed in the league, but really thankful for Chancellor Mike and Josh having my back. But yesterday, there's a protocol is there's a hearing, and there's one neutral body from the league who was on the Zoom, Josh and myself, and the interim commissioner, Chris, was kind of led the hearing, and then she circled back with Donnie, who's the coordinator of officials, and then last night, frankly, in all candor, we were told this was a probability. At which time I said, has she actually spoken with Donnie, because we do have some information, and I don't think that was her logic behind the suspension. And then Chris called me this morning. We had a good 5-minute talk, and it was set to.
Well, I mean, that explains it. It wasn't as juicy as I thought it was. Then he talked about transparency with media. He talked about his rivalry with Milwaukee. These are a little longer. You can check it all out again. Kyle Malzahn has him on Twitter. And here's what I'll say about where the Horizon League is fucking up. We don't have anything like this in Wisconsin. We have one football team. We have one pro basketball team. We have one baseball team. We do have Marquette in Wisconsin, and they play once a year. So that would be close. Or right now, that's like the in-state rivalry. You maybe want to do some WEAC or some of this other stuff. High school. You have the chance for Green Bay and Milwaukee, who have been in this conference together for a long time. But now you've got Bart Lundy in Milwaukee, who's got 500-plus wins at the collegiate level. You've got Doug Gottlieb, who's a known name. You've got two programs and teams that are not fond of each other, do not like each other. This needs to be highlighted. This is a money draw. The Horizon League needs to see what's happening with their league and be like, we're that now. These two teams, we revolve around those two teams. Because this is a league that gets one bid in the tournament. I mean, you know what you have to be as in a mid-major? Miami of Ohio is like 29-0. I don't know if they lost yet, but they're like a 14 seed still. Because if you don't, nobody trusts these programs. Nobody respects them. If you expand the tournament, you're going to let 11-11 Tennessee in over 28-2 Miami of Ohio. You've got money-making opportunities with a Milwaukee Green Bay rivalry that's only going to intensify with the Doug Gottlieb factor into it. Let's suspend him. He ripped on your officials. Yeah, your officials suck. And he's a radio man. Look, Gottlieb, I feel you, brother. What did I start this thing with? Sometimes on Twitter, the way I come across on Twitter plays worse than how it plays on the radio. Well, Gottlieb at a press conference is playing worse than if he said that on his radio show, because now he's got to answer to these fucking boardrooms. Do we need to suspend this coach? You're the fucking Horizon League. When's the last time anyone even mentioned you prior to March? Maybe be like, hey, why is Doug Gottlieb this mad at our officials? Are our officials bad? I can't believe the progress I'm showing in my development. I'm not going to say support. I'm a Milwaukee man. I'm cheering Bart Lundy over Doug Gottlieb 80 times out of 12. But let's, scratch each other's back here. This is a rivalry that we should be highlighting and focusing on and pumping up. So I'm in this saga, I am Team Gottlieb in this saga. The other thing I wanted to mention, congrats to the USA hockey team, the men. You got the women coming up against Canada, I believe. The men won in overtime, and Canada's men won in overtime. So USA beating Sweden, Canada beating Chechnya, which is the Czech Republic. I knew that. And so they'll both reach the semis and could match up in the final. The Winter Olympics, I think, I was talking to some dads at the park today, and we did the Olympic conversation. I go, you think they just set up all these things just for us? The Olympics exist for people across the world to have small talk about the Olympics. Hey, did you get into the Olympics? No, not really. I saw some luge. You've all had that conversation. Did you get into the Olympics? No, not really. I saw these. Well, I'm kind of into this. The Winter Olympics, I'm an Olympic guy. I always hated the person that was like, I don't get into the Olympics. How the fuck can you not? I'm not a Winter Olympics guy. I guess I'm not. First of all, I don't like any sport with a judge. Boxing, even gymnastics, figure skating. Any sport with a judge, I don't get it. Hate it. So I'm not down with that. And yeah, I see a lot of articles now. The big talking point is put basketball in the Winter Olympics. It would be more entertaining. The NBA would need to take a month off. I don't know. I'm indifferent either way. I think it's a nice way to talk about the Olympics without actually talking about the Olympics. Yeah, the drone shots have been great. The drone shots are great because what another view that is. Unfortunately, it scares me for what drones, I used to think, I've always wondered like how I will die. And right now, I would say the best odds are AI takes over drones and they all pilot to just fucking shoot guns in our face. So I don't know if I'm a big drone guy, but the shots are cool and it adds a real big dimension. I would say that. So tomorrow, noon, Thursday, Freems. Peter Bukowski at some point is going to join this show in the next week. Mike Wickett is going to join the show sometime in the next week. So going through the Rolodex here as we're 2 months in now to Winklerverse 2.0. Thank you all for stopping by, spending a little time on Wednesday night or whenever you do get this. Please like and subscribe. Everything counts and helps and it benefits the continuing of this. I need the podcast. I need the podcast to be big enough to where people don't say I'm unemployed. That's my goal. I mean, I don't need to I need it to have the perception that it's yeah, Bart does his podcast. A lot of people have podcasts. You can call them unemployed. Some guys from WFAN lost their job, started a podcast. You look at them and you're like, oh, they're continuing their radio career. How's the podcast? You look at me, you're like, fucking unemployed bum. Whatever. You got to play the hand you're dealt. And I was dealt a 2-7 offsuit. I get it. All right. Freems tomorrow. Thank you all for stopping into the Winklerverse.